Welcome to the Modern Esty. I am Coraline, your host, and this is the podcast where we keep it real about life as an esthetician. Each week, I'll share tips, lessons, and motivations to help you grow your business and thrive in this amazing industry. Whether you're just starting out or looking for a boost, this is your space to get inspired and level up. Let's dive in and get into today's episode. Hello, my beautiful people. I'm so happy you are back with me here listening to the Modern SD. And today we're getting real about something that might hit close to home. So prepare yourself. If you're a beauty business, is it growing the way you want it? There's a reason. And it's not because the market is oversaturated. It's not because no one wants to pay, and it's definitely not because you're not talented. It's because you're treating your business like a hobby. Okay, guys, don't kill me. It's not to offend you guys, but honestly, even I fall into this category as well. You know, sometimes you might not even know that you're in this kind of state, but you know, there's a lot of us right now, like me, who are doing our business while also working another job. So that's another way where your business could technically feel like a hobby. But you know, when you treat it that way, guess what? Everyone else does too. So if you're tired of clients canceling last minute, people expecting discounts, or feeling like no one takes your business seriously, then this episode is for you. My main goal for this episode is to kind of help us. I'm including myself too, because I always listen back to my episodes because it just helps. But the main goal is to shift that mindset from a side hustle to full-on business owner mode. Because, you know, we didn't get our license and paid thousands of dollars, you know, just to do a few facials on the side, or just to do hair, or just to do lashes whenever someone wants to book. No. You know, you built this to be something bigger, to support your family, to become financially, stable, to have the freedom to create your own schedule. There's just more to that. You know what I mean? And I'm going to help you and me step into that today. So grab your coffee, your notebook, and let's get into it. I would like to start the podcast with just this simple question, and I want you guys to think about it, is how do you talk about your business? It's a good question. Do you say things like, oh, I just do brows, or, oh, I do lashes on the side? Because here's the truth. If you don't take your business serious, why would anyone else? You know, it's important to know what's a hobby and what's a business. You know, a hobby is something you do for fun. You don't expect it to pay your bills. You don't expect people to respect your time. You do it when it's convenient. A business is something you commit to. You know, you set standards. You show up consistently. You price your service based on your worth, not on what people feel like paying you. You know, you invest your time and money into this thing. So it's very important to distinguish the both. So here's a little gut check for you. Are you actually enforcing policies, or are you letting things slide? Yeah. Are you charging what your services are worth? Are you pricing out of guilt? It's very important to, really answer those two questions as well. Also, are you marketing consistently? Are you posting, or are you posting when you feel like it? That's another good one too. So think about these questions, and see how it made you feel. Did it make you feel like, damn, I'm not really doing anything? That means there's room to grow. And the good news, you're in control of that growth. You know, one of the biggest mistakes I see us in the beauty industry do is especially in the beginning. I will say in the beginning when you're starting a business is letting people treat your business like it's optional. You know, for example, you set your policies, but you let clients slide. You have your prices, but you keep discounting them. And worst of all, you hesitate to say no. I know I I used to have a hard time saying no. I'm not gonna lie. You know, that was tricky for me, but I'm learning. But I get it. You know, you don't want to come off harsh, and that's my problem. Like I try to be nice, and I am nice, and sometimes, you know, you just let it slide. Um, and also you don't want to lose a client too. You feel like if you enforce boundaries, people will stop booking. But let me ask you this. Would you expect your dentist to squeeze you in last minute because you forgot to book? Would you show up late to your hairstylist and expect them to still take you? Would you walk into a clothes store and say, "Can I get a discount just because I've shopped here before?" No? Girl, no. Then why let people treat your business like that? You know, you need to set the tone. Your business is not a negotiation. You know what I mean? Unless you make, discounts and stuff, but it's not a negotiation. So here's what I think you need to do to kind of set the tone. And these are things that are also helping me as well. One, you need to create strong policies and publicize them and stick to them. If you say deposits are required, enforce that and actually do that. Stop explaining yourself. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to justify your prices or your boundaries to anyone. I feel like that's the best mindset to have in this industry is, everything is already out there. If you have, for example, if you have your booking site and everything is nice and easy to read and someone's still giving you a hard problem, just don't explain yourself. Like, you put everything out there. They saw everything. You don't need to explain why you charge the way you do. 3, let go of the fear-based business decisions. The clients who respect you will stay, and the ones who don't, they were never going to anyways. So it doesn't matter if they go. When you treat your business like a real brand, you attract clients who do the same. Now, here's the real difference between, beauty professionals who will thrive in their business and those who will struggle in this aspect. And it's not talent. It's how they run their business. If you're waiting for some magical moment to start taking your business seriously, let me save you some time. It doesn't exist. You don't become a CEO by waiting for someone to validate you. You become one by acting like one every single day. And that means, 1, showing up consistently, whether it's in social media, whether it's networking with your peers through messaging, or you're learning, on a little down break, you're learning a new skill, you're learning a new technique, or you're being present, meaning you're stocking up your supplies, you're taking inventory. That's what I mean by showing up consistently. 2 is investing in yourself. That means continuing education, meaning is looking at videos on how to be better, or is upgrading your client experience, or how you can build your brand. 3 is owning your worth. If you don't believe in the value of your services, no one else will. If you don't believe that you will have this thriving business, I'm sorry to tell you, you won't. You really won't. Like, obviously, all these things take time. I'm not saying that this is like a 1, 2, 3. No, this happens, with progress. I'm not saying that you need to be on hustle mode 24/7. No, this is nothing to do with that. It's just more so these three little things: showing up consistently, investing in yourself, and owning your worth. If you're doing all those things, it's gonna pop up for you. It's gonna pop up. It's gonna happen. Trust me. Like, it's gonna happen. But just to kind of wrap up this episode, I just want to leave you with one final thought, and it's: your business will only grow when you start treating it like one. So stop waiting for people to take you serious. Start demanding it through your pricing, through your policy, and the way you show up every day for your business. So here's my challenge for you. What's one thing you've been doing that makes your business feel more like a hobby than a real brand? And, like I said earlier, this is something that I'm working on too. Like, I would say one thing that makes my business feel like a hobby is, especially because I do work another job, so it's a little bit harder for me. Like, for example, I will say that sometimes when I work my other job, I don't do anything for my business on those days because I'm just so tired. But I feel like that's a true problem. So there's been a couple days that I have been kind of setting the tone and making a schedule and making sure that I stick to it. Or, for example, on the days that I work, I tell myself I'm going to post, even if I'm going to work that day. I'm going to send some DMs. I try to do at least one thing for my business, even if I'm working my other job, So this is something that we all, struggle with. I'm not saying this to kind of put you out there. I'm just saying that, I'm going through the same thing, and it's important to realize that you're in this state, and it's important to know, if your business is a hobby or is your business a true business that you want to scale. Like me, my business right now, this is something I want to do full time, and it's something I want to scale, which is, it's been hard, but, we're getting closer every day for sure. But, I'm in the position where I still have to work another job because we got bills, girl. But also, just to remind you guys that if you are doing something in the beauty industry that is just a hobby, that is also okay. Like, I'm not saying that you need to have this 6-figure business. No, I'm saying you need to identify if your business or your side hustle that you're doing now is a hobby or a true business. If it's a hobby, that is totally okay. But if it's a business, then it's time to level up, girl. And it's time to really show up, invest, and really own your worth. But that's all for today's episode. I just want to say thank you for listening to the Modern SD. I hope this episode made you feel a little bit more inspired and ready to keep growing. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share with a friend, or leave a review. It helps other estheticians or beauty pros find this podcast. But other than that, keep going, keep learning, and I will see you next time. Bye.